This is an exhibition that we conceived as an attempt to map out and make a cartography of different forms of criticism that can cope or, let's say, examine in depth what photojournalism is or has become throughout the 20th century. So photojournalism basically has become a photographic genre to which we attach notions, ideas of authenticity, truth, and proximity to the event. These basic tropes have become somehow the ideas that galvanize a practice that is transforming photojournalism into an institution, not just solely a photographic practice. So by conceiving photojournalism as an institution, what we try to do is to break through that sort of rigid structure that makes it possible to repeat protocols, forms of representation, and notions of truth. So criticizing photojournalists it's something that has to be done respectfully and very carefully, especially because photojournalism provides us with images from faraway places that we desperately need in order to be informed. Think for a moment, if we never had images or if we didn't have images about farther away events happening on the other side of the world. I mean, we could not behave like an informed public opinion sphere. So we basically need images to have debates, to discuss about events, even if we haven't witnessed them. But in spite of all this, photojournalism yet deserves a hard criticism because it actually fallen into some kind of theological structure. And by that, what I mean is that the photographers, the practitioners, they yes, indeed get close to the event, they have an empirical experience, a real contact with what they call the real. But we as readers, we are left with a tiny bit of paper with black and white dots, and we can only trust that image, that representation, but we can never really double check whether that representation is fair enough or is truthful. Anti-photojournalism presents in a very upfront way the title anti-photojournalism as a sort of oppositional attitude towards what photojournalism means and represents and does. So in order to criticize this anti-photojournalism, in order to criticize photojournalism, what we need to do is criticize it, but never attempting to replace that practice by an alternative. We begin by showing examples, presenting examples of photojournalists who had themselves criticized their own practice from inside. People like Gil Perez, Paul Lowe, or maybe Kadir van Loohausen. So these are photojournalists who at a certain moment have felt certain disenchantment with the practice and have become self-critical. So we have already criticism that stems from inside of the practice, from photojournalism.